Wow, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Oh my gosh, I'm back, I guess. I hate saying that I'm back because I say I'm back and then I kind of disappear for a while. But yeah, I'm gonna try the whole YouTube thing again, so hopefully you guys are still here for me. I just woke up. I woke up so late today. It's 6:17 in the morning and I had my alarm set for 5 a.m. and I just kept snoozing, you know, sometimes you just need to snooze. But anyway, I'm just gonna get ready for work and kind of fill you guys in on what I've been doing. So, man, it's been a hot minute. The last time I vlogged, or the last video on my channel, I was still in Asia. We went to, I think it was like Australia or something. But anyway, so after we got back from Thailand, if you don't know, we moved to Thailand for 3 months last year while I was pregnant. And we got back from Thailand. We got back from Thailand August 24th-ish. And we ended up buying a gym. So not just a gym, but I don't know if you guys remember or not, but Corey and I were trainers at Self-Made Training Facility in San Marcos, and while we were in Thailand, we were working on purchasing the facility, and that was a huge thing for us. Obviously, buying a gym is not something that is not huge, but so we already had that whole thing kind of in the works while we were in Asia. When we got back, like I said, on August 24th, and we technically owned the gym by September 26th. So within that 4-week period, we basically flipped the gym. So we spent 4 weeks, the first 4 weeks, once we got home, we spent basically like flipping the gym. So we were just hiring a bunch of trainers and cleaning it up and making it nice and yada yada yada. It was really exciting. So we did that for the first 4 weeks. So we went from being in like total vacation mode to like working so hard and working like 18-hour days. And on top of that, I was like 7 months pregnant. So everything was going really well, and the gym itself was just like so good. Everything was going great. I ended up finding out that I had to have Stevie 4 weeks early because I had placenta previa, and so this looks really white, but it'll blend. Yeah, I had placenta previa, so I wasn't even able to like work out my pregnancy, which really sucked because I was in Asia and I was in like Thailand where we have like the coolest gyms. But yeah, I didn't get to really work out. So anyway, I just worked on building the business while I was pregnant. But when I found out that I had to have Stevie in 4 weeks, it like obviously made me really stressed out, and I was like, oh my god, I have so much to do. So I spent the 4 weeks before I had her just like nesting hardcore. And at this time we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment, a couple exits away from the gym, because we got back from Asia, and after living in like 200 square feet for 3 months, we were like, we can do a 1-bedroom, and we wanted to buy the gym, so we just, you know, decided to downsize as much as we possibly could. So anyways, when I went to the doctor for my like 33rd week checkup or whatever, they were like, yeah, we're gonna have to have the scheduled C-section December 17th. And December 19th is Cruz's birthday. So 2 days before my son's 4th birthday, I had Stevie. The day before I had Stevie, we threw him a Spider-Man themed birthday party. And then he stayed with his grandma Carrie. He stayed with her while we went to go have the baby. And everything went really well with delivery. Everything went really well. I did feel like my second C-section was scarier than my first. My first one was in Hawaii, because that's where I lived at the time. So my first one was in Hawaii, and it was like such an amazing experience. I feel like I gave birth at Castle Hospital, so if you're from Hawaii, you know what hospital I'm talking about. But I seriously felt like I was living in a resort while I was there. Everything went so smooth. It was really fast. It was like painless because I obviously got the epidural. And the second time around, man, I was like freaking out. I was really nervous, and I think it's because I kind of knew what to expect, and so it was freaking me out. Whereas when I had Cruz, I didn't know what to expect, so I kind of just went into it without any expectations because I didn't know. But then once you've had a baby before and you're going through it again, you're like, you know, shit's about to get real. So anyway, had her December 17th, and oh my god, you guys, she was the cutest. She's still the cutest, but she was like 5 pounds. She was like this tiny little baby. She was perfectly freaking healthy, which I was so freaked out about because obviously I had her like at 36 weeks, and everybody was telling me like, if you can push it, like you're gonna be in the NICU and there's gonna be so many complications and whatever. So I was like freaking out. And so yeah, I was really worried, but she turned out to be so perfect and oh my gosh, just like adorable. She passed everything and we were able to go home, so that was cool. This time around it was a little bit harder because we did have Cruz, which the second child, let me tell you, it's hard. The transition between 1 and 2, oh my gosh, was probably the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. Bringing a second baby into the world is like such an exciting time, and you're so happy. At the same time, my hormones were going like completely nuts. Like I had a huge hormone dump. So while I'm really excited, I'm also like emotional. And then we have Corey, who's like there for me, but also trying to take care of Cruz. Like it was such a time. Like it feels like almost forever ago now. I mean, we're back in December. Like how crazy that is that. But yeah, it was like a very crazy time. And at the time, remember, we just bought the gym. So we had the gym for a couple of months at this point, and we were just so busy. And I used to say like, I'm gonna give birth in this gym because I was working so much. But anyway, so once I had her, I stopped working. I just stayed home with her, and it was really, really difficult. And I've talked about this a lot on my Instagram. But I ended up getting postpartum depression. There goes the lash. I ended up getting postpartum depression pretty bad. And I don't know why, but I didn't expect it. Like I felt like I was totally blindsided by it. And it freaking sucked, you guys. Like it sucked so bad. It was literally the hardest time of my life. 2019 was actually one of the hardest years that I've had in a very long time. Very long time. I'm really hoping that 2020 eases the fuck up on me, because last year, or 2019, has just been a fucking year. I mean, so many good things have happened, but like, it's just been, I've been like trying to stay afloat. I'm like, okay, gotta push through, I can do this. But it's been very difficult transitioning from 1 kid to 2 kids. It was extremely difficult on my relationship with Corey. Not for any reasons like between him and I, or him and me. It was just like, I don't know. The transition, I think, just adding another person. And then my main thing was having the postpartum depression, and he didn't really know like how to help, because he was like, here he is working 19-hour days, and I'm like, where are you? Get home. And he's like, I'm trying to survive and pay the bills. So that is hard. And then having a 4-year-old who needs our attention, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just a very difficult time. And I'm sure if you have 2 kids, you probably know what I'm talking about and how difficult it is. And I have so much support. I have a great family, and I have an amazing husband who is just so fucking supportive. I honestly think I have the perfect husband. His head's gonna get so big when he hears that. In the husband department, I'm doing pretty well. So for us to struggle, like I just can't even imagine what it's like to be in a relationship where you don't have that support, because it fucking sucked having postpartum depression. And I still am dealing with it very like, go through bouts of it. I'm on medication and stuff, but anyway, so yeah, so anyways, I stayed home with her. I actually started to feel the signs of postpartum depression and anxiety, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks before I actually had her. So at 33 weeks-ish is when I started to feel really like overwhelmed with emotion, and it caused so much friction in my marriage with Corey because it made me into a royal biatch, and I nitpicked about everything, and he just literally couldn't do anything right. He was working nonstop because obviously we had just purchased a gym, and I was like always wanting him to be home, and he's like running around trying to get crews for me, and it was just like I said, it's just such a really, really hard time in our little lives that I'm really glad that we got through it. But it wasn't until we got counseling and I got medication that I feel like changes were made for the better. And it didn't take me that long because I am not one to like sit and sulk. Like, I cannot feel sad all the time. I just feel it so hard that it's just, I gotta do something about it. So I immediately reached out to my doctor, and I was like, yo, I think I have postpartum depression. I need medication like yesterday. So he scheduled something for Corey and I to go in and meet with him. So we had our first session, and definitely like there's like a checklist of symptoms of postpartum. It was 25 things long, and I had all but one. And the only thing I didn't have was the one where like you don't want to be around your baby, or that you like have bad thoughts about your baby. Mine was I was obsessed with her, and she was the only person I wanted to be around. I didn't want to be around Corey. I didn't want to be around Cruz. Like, I just felt very like hermity and closed off. But Stevie was the only the only person I wanted to be around, and she made me feel comforted. So that was the only thing that I didn't check off that list. But other than that, you guys, like, I'm gonna do a whole sober video on postpartum, and I'll get real with you because I have like a notepad like where I list all my feelings for every day, and like, I don't know, it's just a really shitty time. But anyway, so I got on Wellbutrin, and I was so thankful that I didn't wait to reach out because, dude, you guys, like, if you're feeling depressed and you have like severe anxiety, like, how do you live? How do you even go through your day-to-day? Because I couldn't fake it. I couldn't fake it at all. Like, I didn't even go into my own gym for like a while, and people would like stop by to see her and stuff, and the whole time I'm like, please leave, please leave. Like, my heart is pounding, and I'm just so anxious, and I'm talking like family and people. It's nothing crazy. It's just like I was just so anxious. But anyway, I got on medication, and it took a couple of days. For it to start working. So once, it's so weird because I had like mad cry spells. Like, I would cry. My jaw would hurt because, okay, my shower's like randomly. My jaw would hurt because I would be clenching my jaw so tight because I didn't want to cry all the time. Like, anytime I'd be anywhere, I would feel like I was on the verge of tears for no reason. Someone could say like, how are you? And I'd be like, ah, and I'd just start crying. So I didn't want to be around anybody. I just wanted to stay home, which kind of made it worse. So I ended up getting a personal trainer. I started working with Melissa Rawson, who is like just an amazing person in general, but she was an amazing trainer. And so she held me accountable, and I got to the gym. So she really, really helped. Corey actually bought me sessions from her for Christmas. That was one thing that really, really helped. So I started getting back on my fitness game, not eating and dieting and stuff, but like just going to the gym. So that really helped boost my spirits, but it was very difficult to go into the gym at first. And this is why I say, like, I can totally understand how some people that have postpartum, or like not even postpartum, have like depression at all, how they're like not down to go to the gym, because it was really hard to get myself there. And I went 3 times a week, and I just forced myself. So I had to basically just like push through, and it was really hard. And there were many times where I sat in the parking lot and I cried. up on me. There were many times when I sat in the parking lot and I cried before I actually went in, and that was rough. But anyway, that's for another day. This is why I vlog. It's just going to be like a 50-minute video. So anyway, long story short, in February we ended up taking on another gym, which I think was, looking back, I think it was kind of a bad decision because, you know, there was so much going on and we already had so much responsibility. But, you know, we struggle with like passing up an opportunity because we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, we'll do it. We'll figure it out. We'll do it. But I mean, I was already going through so much with the pregnancy thing and having Stevie, Corey and I working on things. And it wasn't like we were working on things because like it was just communication. Like he just needed to know how to be there for me when I was having these moments and how to support me during this time. So working on that, trying to adjust to 2 kids. We just bought a gym. We still had our online business. There's so much going on, and we took on another gym. That was really, really difficult because now Corey was gone even more. So again, adjustment period. The whole first like 6 months of 2019 was an adjustment period, dude. Like, actually, I'm still adjusting. So anyway, we decided we needed to move because we were just so crammed in that 1-bedroom apartment that we're like, okay, we need to move. So we found a house that we really liked. The kitchen is super pretty, and that's what made me want it. But not only that, is it was just like super spacious. My skin is so fucking dry. Oh my god, and the backyard is massive. Like, it's so big and it has a pool. So anyway, we got out of our lease because we were just like impatient, just that's how we are. And we got a house that's, sorry, I can't like do both at one time. Yeah, so we got a house, moved in here, and it was really nice because both kids got their own room, and it was just like a huge difference between a 1-bedroom apartment and a 3-bedroom house with like massive backyard, lots of storage, all of that good stuff. So that was a really positive move. We moved here in March, and we basically spent the entire year working our fucking asses off. We only took one vacation. We went to Mexico, went to La Paz. It was really, really cool, really pretty. Not a ton of things to do, but that's fine because we needed like an actual break. And it was a family trip, so Corey's family went with us, or we went all together. And we had a babysitter the entire time because family. It was so cool. So we got a lot of relaxing time. And then I meant to tell you too, once I got on the medication and we saw a therapist, like Corey and I went back to totally normal, and it was like really great. It's still really great. We've still had our moments and we still go to therapy and stuff, but it's much, much better. It was just like that transition period time was like so freaking hard. But anyway, so in June we went to Mexico, and that was the last little vacation that we took. Like, we've spent the entire year like in grind mode, which makes sense because we did spend the year before in vacation mode where we were like traveling the world. So we were due for some downtime, and like we needed to buckle down and just get to work. So that's kind of like what we've been focusing on. We've done these transformation challenges online. So I obviously was a personal trainer, or I am a personal trainer, but I was doing mostly online, and I did take a few in-person clients this past year. But what I realized is like managing the gym and then managing the online challenges, because they're fairly large, was just way too much. And what it really is I just don't think that I like in-person training anymore. I think I'm just kind of done with that chapter. So I stopped training in person for good, like indefinitely. I'll probably never train in person again. But the online challenges have kept me really busy, and they're so fun. They started out with we started our first one in January, and the first one had 30 people in it. And this past 2 challenges, we've had anywhere from 100 to 130 people in it. So it's like grown so much. But that just goes to show like how much work I've put into it. It's really a lot, but it's so cool. Like, it's one of the coolest things. I'll probably do a whole video on just my challenges, or our challenges. But yeah, so I've been working on those, and Corey's doing in-person training. He's going to school still. He's taking personal training like, he was taking an in-person personal training course, which he already was certified, but like going to this 6-month class just made him like 10 times a better trainer, because it's like all hands-on and you learn so much more. So he did that. So he was going to school during the day, and it's happening again. Can't talk. I don't know, dude. I wish you guys could just like follow us around, because people always say like, how do you guys do it? How do you have all these different things going on in businesses and kids and your marriage? And like, I don't fucking know how I do it. It's stressful. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. We just are always juggling around the kids, and it's a hustle bustle kind of life. Like, think New York City. That's what my life feels like. It's just always go, go, go. So yeah, we're just really, really busy, and we've, like I said, we spent the entire year pretty much just like catching up and really trying to work as much as we can. Our main goal right now is to be 100% debt free, meaning we don't owe anything for the gym. And that's hard, but we're working on it. So grind mode has like completely been turned on, and I think we're probably going to continue to do just like making work our priority for another year, so that we can pay off the gym. And once the gym's paid off, then we'll be able to like kind of pump the brakes a little bit. But right now we just really want to be debt free. So we're focusing on making that cheddar so that we can pay off our gym. I could really use a vacation though, if I'm being honest. So I'm hoping that we can plan something. It wasn't optimal either to take any type of like trips or anything, because Stevie was obviously very little. And it's no fun to travel with itty bitty babies and a 4-year-old who's wild as shit. So yeah. So now we're in, let's see, did I miss anything? We went to Mexico. We spent the entire summer working our asses off. And then it's December now. Stevie's gonna be 1 in 2 weeks, which is nuts. And then Cruz is gonna be 5, and he actually is no longer in daycare. So that's a new change, as we took him out of daycare and we hired a nanny. And my nanny is fucking awesome. And the funny story about her is like, I didn't need a nanny or want a nanny, but I had the kids in daycare. Stevie started going to daycare at 3 months, because I went right back to work. I actually went right back to work 2 weeks after having her, but like I had the on and off of depression or whatever, so like I would take like weeks off here and there, whatever. But she was in the gym with me at 2 weeks old, and so she went to daycare at 3 months, and Cruz was obviously still in daycare. And so we took them out because I had made a post on Instagram, and I was like looking for a nanny because I was just curious. I didn't really need one. Our daycare situation was really good, but I was having to like drive back and forth a lot, and I had the time restrictions, and it was just like a lot of work, but and it was really expensive. So I had made a little like post on Instagram saying if anyone has a nanny recommendation or whatever, because I just wanted to inquire about it. One of my clients, shout out to you, Kaylin, she recommended it. She's like, dude, it'll save your life. You need to do it. So I made that thing, and I guess our current nanny had seen it, but she messaged Corey, and I think he made a post too. So she messaged him, and then we changed our mind. We're like, no, it's just too much work to like transition them out and whatnot. And it just seemed like we're like, whatever, we're fine. We don't need a nanny. But I'm telling you guys, like, she messaged us asking to work for us for like 3 months. She was so persistent. And finally, I think she caught me on like a day where I was just like annoyed with daycare or something. And Corey's like, hey, she messaged me again, like, do you want to take an interview? Or we kind of just like to just tell her no, because he kept telling her no. He's like, no, we're not interested right now. Like, we don't need it. And she's like, okay. And she'd like pop back in. She goes, hey, just so you know, like, I'm still available, because the family she was with before, the little boy went to school, so she was looking for a new family. She finally, like, she messages Corey again, and I was like, you know what, just have her come in. Let's just talk to her. So she comes into the gym. She's so freaking cute. She has like a resume, and she's just like so cute. She's 21. And she sits down and she tells us like all her, like everything that makes her qualified and whatnot. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just try it. Let's see how it goes. You guys, it saved my life. Like, it was the most beneficial adjustment I've ever made, because for one, I don't have to get the kids ready to go to daycare every day. Like, the kids are sleeping right now, and she's gonna be here in like, I don't know, let's see. She'll be here in like 15 minutes. And she just like comes in, starts cooking breakfast, like totally just like takes care of the house, takes care of the kids. She is like kind of like a household manager without that actual title. Like, she just takes care of everything. She will make me grocery lists, she cooks and cleans and does laundry, and she helps me package my orders, which I haven't told you guys about, but yeah, like packaging orders and just so much stuff that my daycare sure as hell didn't do. So I'm really glad that I made that adjustment, because she's seriously amazing. And man, if the day comes where I don't need her anymore, like when my kids are in school or whatever, whoever gets her, you're welcome, okay? Because she's fucking awesome. So yeah, we got our nanny. I didn't even mention this, but back in March, Corey and I launched our first merch, which was like our doer shirt. And so that was really cool, but it made me want to launch something more representative of like parenthood and mamahood and stuff. So that's where MamaHood Apparel came about. That happened in March, and it was a slow start. We had our second launch, which was just a t-shirt for Mother's Day. And then I took kind of like a 3-month break because I was trying to figure out where I wanted to go with it. And then I started slowly like dropping things, like different shirts and stuff. And it did really, really well. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I started to shift my focus to apparel, and I have an apparel store now. So it's online right now. It's an online boutique, and it's called MamaHood Apparel. And there is a line that's like for moms, and it's just kind of it all stemmed from having postpartum. Like, parenthood is fucking hard. And one day I was like kidding, and I was like, yo, mamahood, and it was like an upside down M with mama tattooed on the knuckles, and it just became a thing. And that became, I just got cut off for some reason, probably because I'm talking too much. But yeah, so anyways, it's growing, it's doing really, really well. We have a collection called Spiritual OG, which I'll go into the whole mamahood thing in a separate video, but it's doing really well. I'm really fucking happy. I'm focusing on my online training business and then my apparel business. And so those are kind of what I'm doing right now. I still go to the gym every day, but I work from my office there, and just get a lot done. Like, it's just, there's so much stuff. I'm going to do a whole video on the apparel because it's so much work, and I don't think people understand how much work and how expensive it is. But so that's what we're doing, and I'm trying to think if there's anything that I missed. Oh, my baby's crying, so I'm probably just going to end it here because I need to finish getting ready and go. Yeah, she's crying. Go get ready. But I'm going to continue to do these vlogs and stuff and try to keep you guys updated as much as I can, because I think it helps if you guys know the backside of my life. And it's kind of fun because I can talk about it. It makes me feel good. So win-win. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because that's what you do on YouTube. Okay, guys? I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.